And here is the Writer's Almanac for Thursday. It's the 16th of April, 2020. It's the birthday of Gertrude Chandler Warner, born in Putnam, Connecticut, 1890, the creator of the Boxcar Children's series of books for children. She taught first grade for over 30 years, and one day, when she stayed home sick, she thought up the story of the Boxcar Children. Her family, when she was a child, lived near the railroad tracks, and she'd often go out and watch the trains go by, sometimes get a glimpse into the window of the caboose, and sometimes see a little stove and table and a coffee pot on the stove, which fascinated her, the idea that someone was living in the caboose. And she invented the story about 4 orphaned children, Henry, Jesse, Violet, and Benny, ranging in age from 6 to 14, who, after their parents die, go to live with their grandfather, who the children feel is a cruel man, and so they run away and they set up housekeeping in an abandoned boxcar, supporting themselves and living a life of great independence. Gertrude Chandler Warner said that the story at first raised a storm of protest from librarians who thought the children were having much too good a time without any parental control. And Warner said that is exactly why children liked the story. She wrote the original 19 Boxcar Children's stories. In the years since, more than 100 titles have been added, written by others. It's the birthday of Kingsley Amis, born in London, 1922, went to Oxford where he met Philip Larkin, who became his best friend, and who encouraged Amis to become a novelist. He at first wanted to be a poet, but Larkin helped him turn his sketches about campus life into his first novel, Lucky Jim. It's the birthday of Charlie Chaplin, born in London, 1889, who started out as a vaudeville actor in a comedy troupe, went to Hollywood, was shocked at how crude the movies were, started directing himself, and in the year 1914, he directed, wrote, and starred in 16 films in 6 months, in which he invented his most famous character, the Little Tramp, and he became a star recognized around the world. 1787, the first American play opened at the John Street Theater in New York City, written by Royal Tyler. He was 29, graduate of Harvard, veteran of the Continental Army. The play was entitled The Contrast, first play by an American writer to be professionally produced. And it was a success. It played 4 times that month in New York, and then in Baltimore and Philadelphia. George Washington went to see it. It's the birthday of the novelist Anatole France, born Paris, 1844, author of Penguin Island, who said, "The books that everybody admires are those that nobody reads." And it's the birthday of Carol Bly, born in Duluth, Minnesota, 1930, author of The Tomcat's Wife and other stories, and Changing the Bully Who Rules the World. Here's a poem for today, an old poem, a sonnet from the 17th century by Bartholomew Griffin. Fair is my love that feeds among the lilies growing in the pleasant garden, where Cupid's mount, that well-beloved hill is, and where that little god himself is warden. See where my love sits in the beds of spices, beset all round with camphor, myrrh, and roses, and interlaced with curious devices, which her from all the world apart encloses. There doth she tune her lute for her delight, and with sweet music makes the ground to move, whilst I, poor I, do sit in heavy plight, wailing alone my unrespected love, not daring to rush into so rare a place that gives to her and she to it a grace. A sonnet by Bartholomew Griffin, Fair is my love that feeds among the lilies. That's the Writer's Almanac for Thursday, April the 16th. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.